How do you know if your yeast is still viable? How do you know if it's still good to use in your home brew? Do you just wing it, take a chance, sprinkle it in and see what happens? But there is a simple test you can do to find out if that old wine yeast you found in the back of the cupboard still has the oomph to do its job. I found this wine yeast in my cupboard when I was giving it a sort through. I don't tend to use general purpose wine yeast that often, but the expiry date on it is February 2025, so 5 months ago now. 6 months ago. Sorry, 6 months ago now. And I was going to use it in my next wine video, and I thought, no, maybe not. I don't want to trust it. I don't want to chance it. And I want to compare the old wine yeast to a brand new pot of unopened wine yeast with an expiry date of April next year. So a good 8 months down the road. So what we'll do is a side-by-side test of the old wine yeast and the brand new unopened wine yeast. We'll see if there's a difference between the old and the new. And hopefully you'll pick up a tip on how to test old wine yeast to see if it's still usable and viable in your winemaking. And just by looking at the yeast, I can tell that the old yeast isn't going to perform very well. I would not want this in my brew because just by the colour of it, this seems to be rather manky looking. It's a blue-green, reminds you of mould. So I would not want this yeast in my wine just by looking at it. It may be active, it may do the job and turn sugar into alcohol, but I would not trust something with this coloration. So what we're going to do is grab 2 mugs and add a teaspoon of granulated sugar to each mug. And we'll add half a mug's worth of warm water, not hot, just warm, tepid water to each mug. And we'll give it a quick stir just to dissolve the sugar. And we will add a teaspoon of yeast into the 1 cup and stir, and a teaspoon of the newer yeast into the other mug. So we'll set both mugs aside in a warm place for about half an hour, and we'll see if the old yeast can come alive in that warm water with added sugar. Half an hour has passed and I've started my next brew and I'm ready to add the yeast. So now is the time to decide whether that old yeast, that manky green stuff that I've found that's out of date, can compete with a brand new pot of in-date yeast with plenty of shelf life. I think we all know what the answer is going to be, don't we? But let's have a look and we'll see which one we are going to add. I present to you Exhibit 1. This is the old yeast. There is no signs of life at all, no activity, and you can see the old grains of yeast still bobbing around, not having done anything. Exhibit B is the new yeast. What a head on that. And this is what you want to be seeing when you rehydrate your yeast. A lovely head, loads of bubbles, signs of activity and life. So that is going to go straight in to my next brew. If you're ever in doubt about the validity of your wine yeast, hydrate it first. Add some sugar, add some warm water, and let it stand for half an hour. You will then be able to see whether it's worth adding or ditching. If it's old, if it's manky, if it looks a bit green, bin it. It's not worth contaminating your brew. If it's lively and active and looks okay and smells okay, even if it's past its use-by date, you can use it. So this will be going into my next brew. And if you want to see what wine I'm making this with, watch this video up by here. And I'll see you all really soon. Not coffee, is it?